It's all fun and games until they put $123.5 million of guaranteed money in front of you with an average of 40 a year. What trade request? That's all it took, I guess. That's all it took. Haslam's kind of had this problem where they just throw money at a problem. Sometimes it works out, but Myles Garrett signs his extension with the Cleveland Browns. Free agency well underway. Russ, is that what we're doing here? Russell Wilson, ton of Browns to get to here on the show. We got to give some love to the Cavs. Another win streak for the wine and gold. Just find ways to get wins. Or Jalen Tyson with the popcorn. We'll get to all that coming up. Plenty of wine and gold to get to as well. We got the grid. Plenty of football. Welcome on in to the Fontana Show right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. So happy to have you alongside. And also now on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network, we are so happy for our debut show. You can catch us every Friday, 5 to 4. You ever miss the show, go check us out on YouTube, Big Play. You can also download the fabulous Big Play app for all of our shows, all of our content. We're up on Twitter at Matt Fontana Show. Ryan is at Ryan Tyler 33. Drop him a follow there. And I'm at Matt Fontana 83. Presented by our great friends at Fairway Ford. And we love you at Garage Beer. So happy to have you alongside. I can only imagine what that would feel like to be like, yeah, here's $123 million. Fully guaranteed, well, injury guaranteed for Myles Garrett. And listen, this week, and that's why I love doing this show a little bit later in the week, because it gives us time to reflect and kind of time to think about things. And Ryan, I was in the group of if Myles Garrett is truly out, then we need to trade him. It's probably why I'm not a good general manager, because they didn't break. The Browns sat there and said, we are not trading you. It's not going to happen, so you might as well work with us on this deal and become the richest non-quarterback in NFL history. They got it done. Myles going to go recruit free agents. What do you call Joe Troyan Shoyinka? Great.
Good pronunciation.
Thank you.
Cornelius?
That's a good signing. Can I get you your Cornelius Lucas little conspiracy theory here? Hit it. Yeah. Cornelius Lucas is offensive lineman they signed. Bro, he's 6'8", 330.
It's a big boy.
How about a little mentorship for DeJuan Jones as a 6'8" guy, 330? How you play, the weight, all that. So we'll get to Browns free agency coming up in a little bit. But how quickly the tides turned on, I don't want to be here. I go on this media tour. They give him the contract and he signed. And I did feel that was always going to happen. They were going to offer him this deal. On the trade thing, I understood where Myles was coming from. And I tried to put myself in Myles' very large shoes to say, yeah, I probably wouldn't want to play here anymore. But you talk about the money, and don't get this twisted either. There had to have been some sort of message from the Browns that resonated with Myles on the plan that they're going to take to try to fix this whole mess. Because if they hadn't done that, I still think we're in this kind of situation. It's funny to see that as the days have gone on now, there's still people, it's a small group, that don't like this. And we are a prideful bunch here in our town. And when people talk bad on Cleveland, we take that personally. And in a way, people took that as a shot from Myles Garrett at the organization, at this town. He doesn't want to be here. And people get so entrenched in well, then get out. Get out. You know, how many people are sending tweets? Get him out of here. He doesn't want to be here. The Mike Tomlin line. We want volunteers, not hostages. That same group are the people that are upset. How you feel about Myles Garrett is exactly how you felt before he signed that deal. If you were like me, where I understand where Myles is coming from, and I understand that this is a business, and I didn't take that personally. When he signed the deal, I go, great. This is awesome. This is such good news for the Cleveland Browns. He is a Hall of Fame player, a generational talent, and he is going to finish his career in Cleveland. This is good news. The other side still can't get off. Don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way out. That's where some people are at. And Is it as simple as I'm just going to sweep this under the rug and act like it didn't happen? Kinda. Like, I don't know, right? Do you need an apology from Myles Garrett? There are people saying he needs to come out with a video or he needs to come out with some sort of public statement to apologize. And I'm like, I don't need that. Do you?
Personally, I think he should walk into Lake Erie like Hugh Jackson did and cleanse himself of that. I think that if you want an apology, let's
you know
do
who's not going into that lake?
That'd be you.
Me.
Congrats.
I told you they weren't going to trade him before June 1st, and they did the exact complete opposite of that. They signed him to an extension. I ain't going in. So there you go.
No, I don't think you. No, I think it's ludicrous. It's business. I know it's a child's game, but he's getting paid millions of dollars, and he has generational wealth. But it's a business. The franchise does what's best for them. He needs to look out for himself. I'm not going to ask for an apology. But the one thing I'll kind of go back on to what you were saying, Matt, is I'm not sure that they said something or messaging or a type of plan to get him to sign. I just think he overplayed his hand and realized he was going to have to actually sit out games and didn't expect the Browns to dig their heels into the mud as hard as they did.
Well, the thing is, they were playing an NBA playbook, and it's clutch. It's kind of what they know. They took a page out of the NBA where NBA players have more power. They get to sometimes pick the teams that they go to. They tried that, and it didn't work. And they had to come back and understand, well, now they know, we can't really try this again. I looked up the list of clutch NFL athletes just because I was like, oh, his name else. Donovan Peoples-Jones. I don't know why it's the only. So, like, if Donovan Peoples-Jones really wants to try that thing, we tried that. It doesn't really work. They tried it. And at the end, is a great question. I don't know if we're going to get the answer to. Was this a ploy for the contract, or did he truly want to leave? Think about that. Like, this whole situation, it wasn't even that long. What, a month worth of kind of angst and uneasiness. Was that all truly just a play to get this contract? And you would say, Matt, that's stupid. He was always going to sign some rich deal. I'm sure it added a few bucks to that. I'm sure they maybe went a little more over the top than they expected because of the situation that happened. So if you sit there and you say, from one standpoint, it did work. Because if the angle was always trying to get the best contract, well, that's sometimes what trade requests are. I guess I maybe got duped by actually believing he didn't want to play here and actually believing that he didn't want to waste his career in Cleveland. I got had. Wouldn't be the first time nor the last that's going to happen. But I really thought he was going to dig in on that. You come back, you sign the deal. There's got it. To your point, Ryan, I'm not saying that they sat him down and they gave him this plan and he goes, oh my gosh, that's what I was looking for. But they had to give him a little semblance of like, okay, first off, the acknowledgement of the failures that have happened here. And that has happened with the Browns. The acknowledgement that Deshaun Watson is not the answer and the acknowledgement that we have got to change some of this. Let's start with that. I can't guarantee you what Andrew Berry is going to do to fix this, but at least start with, I know I got to fix this. You know, it's people in your life, right? You're sitting there and you're like, are you going to fix your car? Are you going to fix your car? Nah, acknowledge that there's a problem first, then you can start getting it fixed. What the answer to that problem is it really going to be Russ? And I sent a tweet that pissed some people off about, I don't know if I can just do Russell Wilson. And I want to explain that to everybody when we return.